Hello, welcome to another PG Rated. I am, of course, Patrick Gleason, your host from Out of the Basement. Today's movie is a semi-realistic, gritty superhero movie. Wait, don't go away. It's not DC, it's okay. When I say superhero, it's sort of not really super and not too much hero. It's Glass, the latest from M. Night Shyamalan. Now, if you're not too familiar with M. Night Shyamalan, he did start with Sixth Sense, and then Unbreakable, and then went on to Signs, and then started going down, and people started making fun of his movies, like The Happening.
What? No!
The Village, Lake, Elevator, those sort of ones. But then a couple years ago, he came out with Split with James McAvoy, and everyone went, "Wow, he's back to his roots, his good directing. He's his ego's under control, all this stuff."
Rejoice!
Then there's a twist at the end of Split, which I'm not going to talk about right now, because get into that in a second, which then led up to Glass, the latest one in his series. Now, no one actually realized when Unbreakable came out that it was part of the series, and it wasn't. I don't believe it actually was. It was definitely a standalone movie with Bruce Willis as David Dunn, the one who can't be hurt. More along the lines of, perhaps the original Superman, stronger than a locomotive, faster than a speeding bullet, that sort of thing. He's strong, powerful, but not, he's not flying around, he's not lifting up tanks, that sort of stuff. Samuel Jackson, going to give a little bit of a spoiler here for a 19-year-old movie, but you need to know this if you haven't. Samuel Jackson is called Mr. Glass because he is on the spectrum of everything can break his fingers or bones. Like, his bones are extremely fragile. So any sudden shocks or slaps or that can break his bones. But he's extremely smart, extremely smart. So he is the mastermind. He becomes the mastermind criminal in the movie. And the twist at the end is that, yes, he'd set up all these accidents to try and find someone like David, Bruce Willis's character, so that he could become a superhero. He was Samuel Jackson was a massive Elijah was a massive comic book fan. He studied them. He actually sold art from comic books. He considered them art and a look into past or other worlds that we couldn't conceive. He believes very much that supers could and will exist.
I believe comics are our last link to an ancient way of passing on history that someone somewhere felt or experienced.
So we did all that to end the end that, yes, Bruce Willis' character can only be hurt by water. That's his weakness. And then M. Night Shyamalan went on to do other movies, and then, they didn't do too well, and so he came back a few years ago, 2 or 3 by now, with James McAvoy playing a multiple personality person, and I'm going to give some, again, spoilers away here for Split. And so if you haven't seen Unbreakable and Split, stop now, go watch them, then come back. He has 24 personalities, which together are called the Horde, and the big one is the Beast, who is actually extremely strong, not quite, but very similar to the first character in Unbreakable for the strength, but he's more animalistic. He's more guttural. He goes more on instinct, and the other personalities, the main ones in that, are trying to feed him people who have not ever known pain or suffering. So it's been usually well-to-do young women, teenagers who are the daddy's parents have given them everything. They've never had to work a day in their life and all that sort of stuff. So that's what they're kidnapping them to feed those to the Beast. In the end, one escapes because she's suffered herself. So she escapes. The very twist is you see David Dunn, the character from Unbreakable, in a coffee shop. So that's when everyone went, "Oh my God, what a twist! Never saw that coming. That they're in the same world." Not sure if when I saw that, I was like, "Okay, cool," but Didn't have to be. It could have stood on its own again as a different movie. But then Glass came about, and it does make sense now how he did Split. He's, again, trying to put them in the world where, as I said, more gritty and realistic supers, if you want to call them, or, extraordinary. Not like the X-Men, but the same sort of idea that they have a little bit better abilities beyond normal. And this is what makes them super, per se. It's a long explanation to get to Glass, but it's one that you needed to understand. And I like this movie. It's well done. It's back to his old days where there are twists, but a couple of them are expected, but not all of them. A couple of them, near the end, got a little surprised. I'll get into the spoilers later when I get to the good, the man, the what the fuck segment. Right now, I just wanted to tell that overall I enjoyed it. I was well written, well directed, and some very good acting on Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, and Samuel L. Jackson, and some of the other characters there. Those are the main ones you have to focus on. Now, part of the thing I didn't like about when Glass came out was first introduced was the trailer had given a lot of it away, and I think you're better off if you've not seen the trailer. Good. Try to avoid seeing the trailer, because then the movie builds much better. It's more suspenseful that way. If you've seen the trailer, then yeah, you'll be like me going, oh, but I know it's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. I know something else is going to go on because in the trailer that was there. So now for my rating. This is a hard one because it said I enjoyed it, so I'm going to actually surprise people and give it a, say, 9 to 10. Yeah, 9 out of 12 of pretty good import beer. Like if your Stellas, or if that's like the Heinekens, or London Pride, stuff like that. The ones that you sort of pull out for the semi-special occasions with your friends, and the ones that you're like, I'm going to treat myself. So 9 out of 12, really good import beer, and that's what I would say Glass is. It's an enjoyable one. But you have got to develop the taste for them. Like I said, if you haven't seen Unbreakable or Split, or you didn't like those ones, then Glass is not for you. You have to like those movies to truly appreciate and enjoy Glass. As I said in so the good part is it's suspenseful, builds up. The twists are very interesting. So there's going to be some spoilers now, because that's the point I get into spoilers. So if you don't want anyone's, see you later. Thank you. If you do want to keep hearing more, fine. I wasn't too sure, again, like when they first started, like why they were doing this, why they had Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson characters come back, but it works. It works. They developed them slowly. It carries on pretty much not too longer after Split. I'd say about a couple of years or so. It's progressed further. Time has gone on. James McAvoy's character is relocated, and again trying to, be fed privileged teens so that the beast can eat. Bruce Willis' character is actually trying to find him. So the way they do that is good. That the whole him trying to find, David Dunn trying to find the beast and all that was well done. When they get captured, it worked. Then on to the insane asylum, which, like I said, if you saw the trailers, you know what's coming. That's an issue for later. The psychiatric part is interesting with the psychiatrist definitely trying to show you're not really super. Like, you're not, doing flying around the air, shooting laser beams, because that's the idea we have when we say super. That's sort of the idea. But if you go back to the old days, like Pulp Fiction, Doc Savage, The Shadow, all those sort of things, they were the precursors to superheroes, and they did have abilities that were beyond the norm. So that's where sort of the super idea came from. They can do things that we can't. Really. So I like the twist at the end, where it's I don't want to give too much away, because it's still it's an impact that and I don't want it's a spoiler, but I don't want to say it because it's a well done twist. So like I said, there's more than one twist in this one, and just follow through all the way, and it'll be even more interesting and more exciting when you realize it. Samuel L. Jackson doesn't say motherfucker anywhere through, really. It's no swearing. He's more of a subdued sort of guy in this one, back to Unbreakable, and it works. It's definitely a change from Nick Fury and other ones. The locations and the cinematography is well done. The suspense, as I said, is well done. If you haven't seen if you haven't seen the trailers, it's even better because it builds up well. Like I said, if you've seen the trailers, you're not getting it. But the suspense is built up well without having seen the trailers. That's the best way. The meh, well, again, it's still... there's not too much I had meh about this, except... without going into super spoilers, there is a secret organization, sort of sorts. Now, I feel it started to get a little too much over time, but it does work for the context of the story, so I'm willing to look that over. Some of the other characters, again, they have a guard who is over the top. Well, not over the top, but creepy mean and stuff. And you just wonder, like, do movies never hire normal people to be security guards or nurses or doctors?
Of course!
Like, just normal people and not always over the top, weird, crazy, creepy people? That's just me. There wasn't really very many what the fuck moments for me in this movie, which is why I gave it a good rating. It works well. I guess to say with the what the fuck moment was one I don't want to say because it's a huge spoiler, and that I don't want to give that away because it's for the movie, and even you may have probably heard about it, but I'm not going to say more than that's the one part that when that started happening, it was like, really, this is what they're doing with these characters? Why? But then, like I said, that was the what the fuck moment. But then, as it continued, it did sort of play out all right. I still think they could have not done it that way, and it still would have conveyed the final message. But that's the way it was. So I'm trying a new camera now, so hopefully this is going to work well. And again, thank you very much for listening, and subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.